The world is quiet, except for the gentle hum of possibility. A possibility that begins the moment a machine something cold, something mechanical, not because it's programmed to, but because it understands. And this is where your journey begins. A journey into the universe of machine learning. A universe where patterns whisper hidden truths, where ordinary data becomes extraordinary insight, and where even the smallest discovery can reshape the world in ways that feel almost magical. But magic always starts somewhere simple, with one idea, one spark, one moment where curiosity becomes the key to something far bigger. So take a breath, slow down, and let the noise of the world fade, because where we're going, you won't need code, you won't need math, you only need to listen. This is the story of how machines learn, and how that story might just change you. Imagine standing at the edge of a massive library, one so vast, it stretches beyond the horizon. Inside it is every pattern you've ever seen in your life, every face, every sound, every memory of warmth, danger, joy, fear. Machine learning is the process of teaching a machine to walk into that library and find patterns on its own. Not because we tell it what the answer is, but because we let it discover. At its heart, machine learning is beautifully simple. Show the machine enough examples, and it will teach itself. But simplicity can be deceiving, because once a machine begins to learn, something remarkable happens. It starts noticing things we don't. It detects rhythms we ignore. It pulls meaning out of chaos. And suddenly, the machine isn't just following instructions. It's thinking in its own quiet, alien way. But how does it actually work? How does a lifeless circuit understand anything? Think of the machine like a small child learning to recognize a cat. You show it a picture. This is a cat. Then another and another. Thousands of them. The machine looks closely at the shape of the ears, the curve of the tail, the soft roundness of whiskers. It measures, compares, calculates, slowly, silently. It builds an internal map of what cat means. So when you show it an image it has never seen before, a blurry picture, a strange angle, a different color, it pauses, processes, and finally says, cat, not because it was told, but because it learned. But learning isn't always smooth. Sometimes the machine gets confused. It thinks a dog is a cat. A shadow is a cat. A fluffy pillow also a cat. And that's okay, because this is how learning works. Each mistake becomes a lesson. Each error becomes a small push in the right direction. The machine adjusts itself, rewiring tiny connections, nudging its understanding closer to the truth. This is training. A slow, patient journey where the machine refines its mind, one tiny correction at a time. It's not so different from us. We learn from failure, from trial, from persistence. And in a strange way, machine learning mirrors humanity, a reflection of our own struggle to understand the world. Translated into lines of logic and waves of numbers, a mathematical echo of what it means to grow. But theory alone can't show its real power. So picture this. A hospital corridor late at night. Fluorescent lights hum softly. Doctors rush past with worried faces. A patient lies quietly, their heartbeat uneven, their future uncertain. A machine sits in the corner silent, unassuming yet. Inside it's analyzing thousands of medical records in seconds, comparing symptoms, checking patterns, noticing the subtle clues the human eye might miss. And then it finds something. A warning sign hidden deep in the data. A sign that could save a life. The doctor reads the alert, makes a decision, and the patient survives. Not because the machine replaced judgment, but because it amplified it. This is machine learning at its best. A quiet ally, a silent guardian, a partner in the moments that matter most. And the story doesn't end in hospitals. Machine learning is everywhere, in your phone, your home, your daily choices. It predicts the music you'll like. It filters your emails. It translates languages in real time, bridging cultures that once felt worlds apart. Sometimes it even knows what you want before you do. And yes, there's something eerie about that something that makes you pause. But beneath that eeriness is a simple truth. Machine learning is the world studying itself, a mirror held to our behaviors, habits, and hopes. Every time the machine learns something new, it learns from us, from our actions, our mistakes, our dreams. In teaching machines to understand, we're also teaching them what humanity values, even the things we don't say out loud. But power always comes with risk. Not dramatic, world-ending risk, but human risk, bias, error, misunderstanding. A machine can only learn from the data it's given. If the data is flawed, the machine becomes flawed. Imagine teaching it with only one perspective, one voice, one narrow view of the world. The machine would believe that is reality. And that's a dangerous illusion. So the responsibility doesn't fall on the technology, it falls on us, on how we teach it, on how we shape its worldview. Machine learning is a tool, a powerful one, but still a tool. And like any tool, it can build something incredible, or something deeply fragile. The difference lies in the hands guiding it. Now, take a moment. Slow your breathing. Let this sink in. You're living in an era where machines can learn faster than ever before. An era where knowledge grows exponentially, where discoveries appear not once in a generation, but daily. But here's the twist. Machine learning isn't about machines at all. It's about us. It's about how we understand the world, how we make decisions, how we grow. Teaching a machine forces us to confront how we learn, how we recognize patterns, how we make sense of chaos. It's a strange loop, a digital reflection, showing us not just what machines can become, but what we can become if we learn with the same curiosity, the same patience, the same hunger for discovery that they do. And maybe that's the real magic, not the algorithms, not the code, not the models running quietly on distant servers. The magic is the reminder that true learning is a process of openness, a willingness to be wrong, a willingness to grow even when the path is uncertain. Machines learn by failing millions of times and trying again. What would happen if we lived like that? If we embraced mistakes not as shame, but as fuel? Machine learning teaches us a lesson we often forget. Progress isn't a straight line. It's messy, chaotic, full of wrong turns. And yet, somehow, it leads somewhere beautiful. Because learning whether human or machine is the closest thing we have to transformation. And now, here we are, at the end of this quiet journey. A journey through the mind of a machine and, in a way, the mind of ourselves. You began listening with curiosity, but now, maybe you've discovered something deeper, a sense of wonder, a sense of possibility, a reminder that learning, any learning, has the power to reshape who we are. Machine learning isn't just the future. It's a mirror, a whisper, a spark. And as you return to your world, a world buzzing with technology and noise, carry this with you. Machines learn because we teach them, but we grow because they remind us that understanding is a journey without end. So stay curious, stay humble, stay open, because the greatest discoveries don't happen inside machines. They happen inside you.